Welcome to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Political Leanings. We're going to be going through every single character in the game and figuring out where they politically stand on the issues of today. This is probably the crown jewel of all ranking lists ever created. Let's just get right into it. Mario. He's a conservative. He is voiced by Chris Pratt. That is important. He's friend-zoned by Peach. He's an anger reactionary. He's still a monarchist because he's a total simp, but he gets friend-zoned all the time. He's a plumber against a union. He's the worst. Donkey Kong. He does not understand politics. He's a monkey. See, he hoards bananas for eating, not for selling. He gives away power stars and coins for free in Mario Party. He does not understand political economics, and he's an ape. Moving on. Link. Definitely a monarchist. We all know. He's a total simp for Zelda. We get it. He tries to save Hyrule every other week. He's a knight for the Kingdom of Hyrule. Possibly a furry. Becomes Wolf Link. Possibly a furry. Moving on. Samus, capitalist. See, Samus is quite a complicated character. Lacks a distinct political ideology. Is an independent mercenary contractor. Yet has a strict moral compass. Open to social progressivism, but not economic progressivism. Will move to a different planet. Samus will move to Texas if the taxes get too high. Dark Samus. No political beliefs. Because Dark Samus is just an evil entity made out of Phazon trying to game over Samus in Minecraft. So there is no political ideology here. Yoshi has his own island. It's a tax haven. We all know this. Yoshi commits tax fraud. He's a libertarian against the IRS. Wants to actually defund the IRS. Kirby. He's just a liberal. Kirby's a liberal. Kirby understands politics. Kirby's smart enough. He's very socially progressive. He loves everybody. He wants to increase the defense budget so he could chill out and eat cake. Conservationist, big fan of the Green New Deal. Kirby loves the environment. He hates getting it destroyed every single game. So, you know, he's big on the Green New Deal. Big AOC fan right there. Fox is a democratic socialist. He opposes corrupt authoritarian dictatorships, so he's at least based. He at least likes democracy. We're seeing the democracy come at play. He's for a mixed economy. I just know he is. He, however, is for background checks, but he loves the Second Amendment. He is completely for concealed carry laws. Pikachu. But here's how Pikachu's a moderate. Here's the thing about Pikachu. Agrees with whoever he's talking to because he's a people pleaser. Pikachu has no real opinions except in private. He likes to be a people pleaser. He likes to say, I'm a moderate. He sucks. He usually votes Republican, like most moderates. He represents a billion-dollar corporation. Hates taxes. He despises taxation. Luigi. Luigi's a liberal, unlike Mario. He's less conservative than his brother and scared of conservatism, but he's also scared of socialism because of the Cold War. He's very susceptible to propaganda. Not the smartest. He voted for Joe Biden, even in the New York primary, because he lives in Brooklyn. Big Joe Biden fan. He's riding with Biden. He supports unions. Luigi, big union guy. A child. Ness is a child. Ness can't vote. Leans moderate liberal. He grew up during the 90s. Grew up in a small town. His parents definitely voted for Ronald Reagan, but they're generally moderate liberals and voted for Bill Clinton. That's the entire slide. Captain Falcon. I'd say I want to say he's a conservative. He gives off big NASCAR vibes, but he's actually just apolitical because he's obsessed with racing. Jigglypuff's a liberal, but the worst kind of liberal possible. A pop star that tells everyone to vote for the Democratic Party, rarely actually votes. Peach, socially liberal, economically conservative, but still just a monarchist, democratic socialist, strong feminist. Daisy is actually kind of based because Daisy doesn't want to actually rule. Here's the thing about Daisy. The reigning monarch of Sarasa Land. A head of state serving in ceremonial roles, is not interested in governing, does not care. She just wants to go play tennis. She doesn't give a shit about ruling. Dictator of his state, expects complete loyalty. Bowser, he's a Stalinist. He's a communist dictator, but he's a Stalinist. Big fan of Stalin, seeks to emulate him. He loves Stalin. Ice climbers, apolitical. They live in the mountains. They don't live near civilization. They're literally accepting of everyone. They're pretty socially liberal. We're not mentioning the chain grabbing here. They live in Alaska probably. They don't care. Like, look at these fools. They don't think about anything. Next in line for the monarchy, Zelda. Open to constitutional limits to the monarchy. Still believes preserving the monarchy. This one's pretty simple. It's pretty much just Peach. Sheik is literally just Zelda. All right, Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario's a conservative. He's literally Mario with a PhD. I'm telling you, Doctor Who should have taken his medical license away. He literally is just over-medicating his patients. He also is a COVID vaccine denier. Dr. Mario does not believe in the COVID vaccine. He's one of those whack jobs. Dr. Mario will go on Fox News. He will go on Twitter and complain about, oh, look, people are getting injured by the vaccine. He will do that stuff. He denies it. Pichu, a liberal. Pichu is riding with Biden. Pichu's a big Biden fan. Votes for corporate moderate Democrats. Pichu sucks. No one should be Pichu. You might argue that Falco is a conservative. I argue that he is pretty much just Fox. He thinks he's cool, but he literally just has the same political opinions. Falco's extremely homophobic. We might have to include that next time. Falco may be extremely homophobic. You know, what we need to add here is he's very progressive on economic issues, but he is completely socially conservative. Marth. Monarchist. I don't care about Fire Emblem. Serves as emperor as a professional soldier. Moving on. Boring. No one cares about Fire Emblem. Monarchist. Follows in Marth's footsteps. Young Link. Wants to preserve the monarchy. Becomes a monarchist. Will simp hard for Princess Zelda. This is, again, the links are free. They're the same fucking character. We all know Ganondorf's a theocrat because Ganondorf believes he should be God and should rule with an iron fist. Does not care about his subject. Expects complete loyalty. Mewtwo. Theocratic fascist. Literally a god. Believes cloned Pokemon are superior to their originals and want to eliminate all humans and non-cloned Pokemon. I even have a source. Roy, monarchist. I don't care about Fire Emblem. Professional soldier, General 3 Armies. Chrom, also from Fire Emblem. Monarchist. I don't care about Fire Emblem. Literally a prince. Mr. Game & Watch. Okay, this one's interesting. You gotta stay with me on this. He's a MAGA Trump supporter. He's stuck in the past. He wants America to be like the Reagan era 1980s. He is still stuck in that time period. Like, look at his design. He clearly is a man of the 80s. He stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Here's a photo if you wanted to know what it looked like when Mr. Game & Watch stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Moving on. Meta Knight. He's a conservative, no doubt. He wants to carry a sword with him into a Walmart in Texas. That's facts. He believes in concealed carry for swords. He's an investor in Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. He loves the stocks, big stock guy. Will invade a sovereign nation with his battleship halberd into private armies. Pitt, he's a liberal. He's very optimistic, ignorant about politics, can't understand why everyone's so mad. Voted for Democrats because they are less evil. He's like the guy who's like, well, there's the lesser of two evils. Exactly. He's one of those guys. Dark Pitt. He's a conservative. He's the opposite of Pitt. He's very pessimistic, arrogant, mad about everything. Fell down the 2016 alt-right pipeline. Very edgy. Votes for Republicans because they are based and red-pilled. Samus is the Zero Save Samus is the same thing. Wario believes taxation is theft. He funds Republican campaigns, wants tax cuts for the rich. He is a conservative capitalist, a greedy capitalist obsessed with collecting money, supporter of unfettered capitalism, laissez-faire economics. This is just accurate. We all know Wario is a greedy capitalist. Snake. Apolitical. I'm just going based off the games. Does not care about politics. He's a professional soldier. He's a clone of Big Boss. Screw politicians and the government. Leave me alone. Hates war. Not a pacifist. I don't care about Fire Emblem. Against law and order. He's a libertarian because he's against law and order. He hates laws. He hates order. He might be an anarchist. This is the one I will change. Otherwise, my political opinions stay the same. Because I don't care about Fire Emblem. Also revolutionary. Okay, he's an anarchist. Pokemon Trainer Male, daddy issues, follows Andrew Tate for a real role model. He has a lot of issues. Pokemon Trainer Male is a child, against animal rights, regular and underground Pokemon fighting ring, single issue voter when they can vote, otherwise is content with whoever's in power. He sucks. No one likes Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon Trainer female is literally the same thing, but doesn't follow Andrew Tate. Squirrel's a liberal, doesn't know much about politics, just wants freedom from a Pokeball. Socially liberal, has no concept of finance or economics. Ivysaur. Leftist. Supports the Green New Deal, climate change legislation, Medicare for all. Hassan Viewer. Believes in Pokemon equality with humans. Charizard is a conservative. I've said enough. Diddy Kong does not understand politics. He just doesn't. Hoards bananas for eating, not selling. Likes to race with his buddies. Does not understand politics or economics and is a monkey. He's a monkey. The Pokemon, I think, are smart enough. The monkey, I don't believe in the monkey. I'm sorry. Watches Hassan, who is still streaming in 2068 at age 77. Lucas is a child, can't vote, but is a leftist because the US is still very conservative in 2068 and the climate change has obliterated the planet. Gets all of his political opinions from TikTok, so Sonic's a liberal, but Sonic, I gotta preface, he does not understand politics, accidentally voted for Trump in 2016 because he thought he was very cool. Very socially liberal dude, otherwise, but he accidentally voted for Trump because he thought he was cool. So King Dedede is a communist dictator, kind of like Kim Jong-un. Dictator, expects loyalty, doesn't actually want to rule, just likes the luxuries of being in power, bounces on drums and plays mini games from Kirby games all day. Olimar, definitely a conservative capitalist. Wants to make his company rich, expects to climb the corporate ladder, likely snubbed for the position. He's likely just a kiss ass. Exploits labor the Pikmin without pay for his financial gain. He definitely believes taxation is theft. Lucario is a leftist. He supports the legalization of not just weed, but psychedelics. San Francisco hippie, settled for Biden, massive Bernie bro. Rob loves Elon Musk, is in his Twitter replies. Rob is somehow a conservative, yet is a robot. He really thinks he's that close to being a human, but he's not. Toon Link is a conservative. Let me explain why. I think Toon Link would be a conservative. He believes in climate change, but instead of preventing it, he wants to accelerate it. So the entire world's underwater and he can sail his boat wherever he likes. And he likes to drive his steam-powered train. He doesn't believe in electric trains. He believes in good old-fashioned steam-powered engines, coal. He is also a monarchist, though. He will simp. Wolf is an anarcho-capitalist. We're getting into some real crazy terms here. Will work with corrupt dictatorships. Is an independent mercenary. Wherever the money flows, he doesn't give a shit about laws. Doesn't care about legality. He's here to make money. He fought for the IRA in North Ireland against the British because his last name is O'Donnell, kind of based on his part. Villager, definitely a conservative. I'm sorry. Massive believer in private property and zoning laws. Does not want to pay off his debt, but is against the government getting involved. Wants to become mayor so he can realize his conservative utopia. He's big into laws. Man is obsessed with laws. Mega Man's a ruthless capitalist. He thwarted Dr. Wily countless times to ensure Dr. Light has a monopoly on the robotics industry. He's into monopolies, loves monopolies, big into that, big into big business. He believes the government should be beholden to capitalist interests. Socially liberal, though. Very nice guy otherwise. We fit container as a conservative. Lives in Southern Orange County, California, in the suburbs. Owns a yoga studio. Small business owner. Hates Gavin Newsom in the COVID lockdowns. Voted for his recall. Anti-vaxxer, super into herbal remedies. Rosalina is a leftist. Supports the free movement of people across borders. Medicare for all, Green New Deal. Rosalina loves the world. Luma, however, is a conservative. At the Capitol on January 6th, chanting "Stop the Steal," currently wanted by the FBI and is hiding in space. Here's evidence. Can't believe Luma would storm the Capitol. Little Mac is a liberal. Goes to the polls with Luigi. Voted for Joe Biden. Scared of conservatism and socialism. Believes the debate should have been settled with a boxing match. Greninja's a leftist. Against big business polluting the environment. Supports the Green New Deal. Recognizes the water is not turning the frogs gay, but is changing their genders. Thereby the frogs are trans. Greninja, big brain. Massive brain. Massive frog brain. Me, Brawler, liberal, trains with Little Mac, has no political opinions of their own. They are blindly following and voting for Democrats. Meat Sword Fighter is a conservative. He believes that chivalry is dead and we need to return to American traditional nuclear families. Me Gunner, also a conservative. Against any gun control legislation. Loves the Second Amendment. Owns over 100 guns. Palutena is a leftist, a god, but a massive supporter of women's rights, extremely based at Palutena. Environmentalist, loves the Green New Deal, supporter of Medicare for all because actually cares about her subjects. Real based god, actually. Pac-Man is a conservative. It's really sad to see what happened to Pac-Man. Victim of divorce court. Miss Pac-Man took the kids. He only rants about his divorce all the time. Watches Fox News at night, rants about the Demorats. The demon rats, excuse me. It's real sad to see what happened to Pac-Man. Robin? I don't know anything about Fire Emblem again. That's it. That's all I need. If you try to preserve a monarchy, monarchism. Shulk is a Tory. I'm sorry to say it. Shulk's a Tory. Eats beans on toast. Voted for Brexit. Supports Boris Johnson. Supporter of the NHS, however. Bowser Jr. is the exact same as his brother. He's his brother. His father, a Stalinist. Big fan of Stalin. Duck Hunt the dog and the duck, very different political opinions. Duck Hunt, massive conservative. Wants to turn over restrictions on the Second Amendment. He wants to collect the ducks. Duck Hunt the duck, though. He's a leftist. Wants a constitutional amendment that nullifies the Second Amendment. He hates guns. Ryu is indeed a leftist. Believes housing is a human right. Socially and economic progressive. Voted for burning the primaries. Ken, just a conservative. Loves tax cuts for the rich. Liberal. Pretty edgy. Loves edgy jokes. Fairly socially liberal. I don't know shit about Cloud. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just thought it'd be funny to write this. Corin. I called Corin a liberal because they have their feet out and they have a feet pics on their OnlyFans. 5.5 out of 5 on WikiFeet. That's all I had. Also has an OnlyFans. Teaches the history of witchcraft at UCLA. Massive feminist. Supports Medicare for all, the Green New Deal, etc. Loves guns but supports gun control. I'm sub to hers. Exactly, bro. Inkling. Literally a child. Zoomer gets all their political knowledge from TikTok. Does not know anything about politics before Obama. Is socially and economically progressive. Future leftist. Ridley. Moving on. Simon. Conservative Catholic. Regularly attends church. Is pro-life. Hyped when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Only voted for Biden because he's Catholic. He calls himself a JFK liberal. No one likes Simon. Not a conservative Catholic. He's a liberal. He's a Catholic, really attends church. Pro-choice, mad when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Riding with Biden, has a framed photo of JFK in his house. King K. Rule, monarchist. Casually and regularly wages war against Donkey Kong Island. Uses half his nation's GDP on his schemes and himself. Doesn't like bananas, just a carnivore. He's just kind of... King K. Rule just does his own thing. Isabel... liberal, very socially progressive, accepting of everybody. Wants the villager mayor to act less like a dictator. Non-judgmental about others' political beliefs. She rather keeps the discussion civil. Incineroar, he's a conservative. Watched InfoWars, massive fan of Alex Jones. He fell in the QAnon rabbit hole into conspiracy theories, stormed the Capitol on January 6th. I will be taking no questions. This is just accurate. Mass supporter of the Green New Deal, climate change. He's literally a plant. Believes Medicare for all should expand to plants. Petrified of California wildfires. Joker, I'm not great on Joker. He's a leftist because he's against big corporations. And so I was like, I'll just put some general policy ideas in here. Hero, I'm just making anarchist. I just think it's funny. Like, that's it. It's not anything to do with Dragon Quest. It's just hero in Smash Brothers. He just believes in pure anarchy, seeks to create chaos in every match. Every hero main just wants the world to burn. Banjo-Kazooie, liberals. Kazooie's politically informed. Banjo knows nothing about politics. He's a dumb bear. Kazooie thinks it's funny to call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. That is something Kazooie would say. Now, why is Terry a conservative? Because I based this completely off of one ad. SNK accidentally ran an ad where he's slapping women's asses, and it made him seem extremely sexist. So I'm like, okay, sexist, doesn't respect women, stuck in the 90s, voted for Trump, mad about gas prices. All right, Bylus, a liberal college professor in academia, despises Trump and conservatism, cares about their students, supports making college free and affordable. You could tell by the end of the Fire Emblem characters, I just started putting them in America. I was like, I don't care anymore. Min Min, Chinese Communist Party member. I will be taking no questions. Does not believe Taiwan is an independent country. Supports Xi Jinping. I forgot I added that. Steve and Alex, anarchists. Both do not support the idea of a government existing and dictating what they can build, mine, or game over. Chaos shall reign supreme. They're just full anarchists. Don't give a Theocrat. Literally believes he's a god that should be worshipped. He literally did kill God. So this is one that you could tell I got to a point of being done. Bro, they are literally sword waifus who live in the sword and bond with their owner Rex. What the fuck do you want me to say about them? I guess they're monarchists. I'm still leaving that part though. I just think he's just evil in the Tekken universe. So I'm just like fascist. I'm done. Sora. If Sora can vote, which this version of Sora, probably not. Older versions, probably be a liberal. He's kind of everyone's socially progressive, very ignorant of politics and political issues. I just don't think he knows anything about politics. He's just a nice guy. Thank you all for coming out and witnessing my great opinions. We changed a few. Otherwise, I think I'm completely accurate on these. And that concludes our slideshow of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate political leanings. The greatest list of all time.